The New South Wales Indigenous under-16 side were special guests at Kangaroos training today as the Aussies took the field with the temperature below 4 degrees. Coach Tim Sheens has named a 19-man squad for the semi-final against Fiji, with Greg Inglis replacing the injured Billy Slater at fullback. There were strong challenges for the vacant left centre position, but Brent Tate's experience earned him the spot ahead of Michael Jennings and Josh Morris. The squad remains largely unchanged from the side that defeated USA in the quarterfinals. However, Sheens admits he's still toying with the final makeup of his bench. NRL.com caught up with the coach ahead of the semi-final at Wembley to talk about the team. Tim, you've just named your squad for the World Cup semi-final against Fiji. Obviously, Greg Inglis at fullback.
Yeah, well, Greg did a good job against Fiji last time we played, and he filled in for us obviously when Billy went off. So I think, although I've got some great options there, I think he's probably the logical replacement at this point.
Obviously, there was a few players putting their hand up for that left centre position, but Tate's one out.
Yeah, I went to Brent a number of reasons, mainly experience. So I'll leave it at that. But yeah, fairly hotly contested. But that's the bonus with having such a great squad.
Obviously, Hayne played pretty well at right centre last week, so he keeps his position there.
He did. He certainly answered the question last week. The big thing for Jared this week is to back it up and show that the decision was the correct decision to give him that opportunity. But he trained really well again today, and I'm pretty comfortable that he'll come back out next week. And scoring 4 tries is not what I'm looking for. It's about just playing really well in that position, defending well, and doing his job.
Obviously, you've named an extended bench. You're looking to make many changes from the game against USA. They were pretty strong last week.
Look, the team defended well and played the 80 minutes, and right to the last minute they were chasing their kicks. So that's what I really wanted. But obviously we've got the forced change with Bill, and then there's a couple of niggly injuries that I'm not sure whether or not one particular player will play in the forwards, but without naming names. But other than that, the squad will be fairly close to last week's squad.
After the game, you talked about when Bill went down, you had to play around with your bench. Does that come into consideration this time around?
It does, yeah. It exposed us a little in that we weren't really ready to not have an outside back replacement, and obviously it shows Luke Lewis's position in the squad was very important. He could go out and play wing or centre for that matter. So we're really still playing a little bit with that and trying to come up with the right answer.
What are you expecting from Fiji? You played them once, but are you expecting them to change what they did in the round 2 game?
Well, reading Rick Stone's comments, they've developed as they've come along, as I think we all have. You play, you're up to, you've had 4 games together now, so obviously everyone's coming together, them and us. But their completion rate was very good. If it's dry, they're obviously going to be more dangerous. So are we, obviously, I believe. Because those conditions when we played them at St Helens were the worst I think that anyone's played under this tournament, and it was a very good game. Their completion level was up 90%, and ours was just behind it, so that was a quality game. So I'd expect a very physical game. Petrol will be leading them. It's do or die. Last time we played there wasn't that issue. Now there's no further competition if you get eliminated, so it should be very physical, and that's what we're looking for, a really tough game.
He kept coming out of Sydney. Petrie made about 12 runs in the first 10 minutes against us, and you'd expect the same from him. This could be his last game, so he'll be firing.
Certainly, he led by example, and you didn't expect anything different. He's done that for Australia and Queensland and the Broncos for that matter. So again, he'll put his hand up early, and we've really got to dominate that situation as best we can. So a strong defensive start is very important. Good field position is very important. So things we've been doing for the last few weeks. So we'll be attempting to do the same.
Everyone talks about their forwards, but their outside backs, especially on that kick chase with the coup, they've got a lot of strike power coming out of dummy half and getting their sets off to a good start. Yeah,
their back 3, the 2 centres as well. They'll work all day. So our kicks have to be precise. We don't want to give them too many, if any, 20-metre restarts. And we need to be chased in a strong straight line to make sure that we limit as much as we can that first return, and of course the second and third will be back. So again, we've got to work really hard to limit that go forward. We did it in game 1, but of course the conditions were pretty poor. If it's reasonable this week at Wembley, I think we'll get that's where they're going to be dangerous. So we're going to have to be really on our kick chase game.
You experienced some pretty wild conditions today. It started hailing on the boys out there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a prediction for the weekend, because looking at the weather, which you do frequently here in England, when you consider that we've had 4 seasons in one day here on more than one occasion, that looks like the weather's not going to get any better. So I would say we're in for tough conditions for these 2 games on the weekend.
The Kangaroos will have a final training run here at Harrow on Friday before their semi-final clash with Fiji at Wembley on Saturday. In Harrow, Andrew Brown reporting for NRL.com.